Cleveland Cavaliers were supposed to go into the Madison Square Garden and make a name for themselves, kind of get some home cooking because Donovan Mitchell is originally from New York and he had all his family in attendance. But what happened really? Like what?
You know what? They still have an opportunity to redeem themselves in game 4 because it will also be in New York as well. That Jalen Brunson is, they can't do nothing with that. Jalen Brunson is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What are we supposed to do with that? What? The New York Knicks now have a new number one, and I'm gonna crown it Jalen Brunson. He's just
Yes.
balling. It
Yeah.
is what it is. Julius Randle, get in where you fit in, because
Oh,
Jalen
wow.
Brunson is making it happen. But I will say this: I need more dominance from the Twin Towers. They are just not giving me enough. They can't seem to. Something is missing, and I thought they would be able to be more of a force, and I'm not seeing that from them.
Okay. Mitchell Robinson is giving Jerry Allen all that he can handle. I mean, what can you do? But I will say though, game 3, it started out so flat. I mean, as much money as those guys make, they couldn't buy a bucket. Could
And
not. I was like, okay, everybody's shooting threes. It's like clearly they're not going in. Can we cut to the rim, please? Like, please. It was a low scoring first half. I think each team, 17 points or so. It was like a
Mhm,
history. It was a record. But
mhm.
then things got going. Jalen Brunson got going. And when Josh Hart was inserted into the game instantly, he provided life to the game. I'm telling you, him and Emmanuel quickly. I just believe that if Josh Hart had started with the New York Knicks at the top of the season, he may have been crowned 6th man of the year for this season. He's just so good. He just knows exactly where to be, when to be, and I can watch Josh Hart play all day. He just got that dog. He's just tough.
At the end of the day, the Cleveland Cavaliers bench is their Achilles heel. I am so sorry. It is not enough. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. And I don't know how they expect to go deep with that. They're not gonna do it.
Yeah, they're not. They're
It's
not. And
not
then
gonna happen.
Coach Bickerstaff put Karis LeVert in the starting lineup, and
Oh
so
my
it
god.
really I'm like, well, who are you
Mhm.
gonna get? You're not gonna get any production off your bench now. At least Karis was your light.
Sometimes, you mean he did in game 2? He did give them 24 points off the bench, but now with him being in the starting lineup, you lose that. You lost it. Who else is
Hmm.
gonna do it? So
Right.
you know for a fact that even if Josh Hart, because in game 2, Josh Hart, I don't know what happened, but he didn't put up as much. But Emmanuel quickly gave you something. You're gonna get
Right.
something out. If you're gonna get something out of one of them, or you may get it out of both. But at the end of the day, without depth, because that's what the Cleveland Cavaliers is actually missing.
They
And
are.
then, and another thing, I'm gonna say it again: if you don't let Darius Garland cook, if he don't get at least 20 plus points, you not gonna win this game. I think he's the one. I know
Mm.
Donovan Mitchell puts out a lot, and he's gonna get his points. He's gonna, do all the finessing, and he's gonna get to the rim. But the key for me is to make sure that Darius Garland actually gets his too. And I'm gonna need the shots to go in. That is that's it. That's one of the pieces. It takes both of them. It's gonna take both Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell to make it happen. And I need Jared Allen and Evan Mobley to dog it up. I don't. Oh,
Hmm.
I expect more from them. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but they're not giving me enough. And I'm sorry, Julius Randle's having his way at the rim. He's just having his way.
He's having his
Having his
way.
way. They don't have enough girth on them, apparently.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
they're just
Mm-mm.
they're just two nice guys who happen to be tall, but they're not protecting the paint at all.
No. And every time I see Julius Randle drive, I'm like, y'all just get out the way before you get
Mm.
hurt.
Yes.
It's just,
Oh
yeah,
my
Cleveland.
gosh.
I had high hopes for them coming into the postseason. I'm so glad that they made it as far as they did, and they had a solid standing in the top 6 of the East. But I hope they're booking their vacation flights.
Oh, wait. Okay, so the Knicks are up 2 games to 1. There's another game in New York, so they could really tie it up 2-2.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that they'll tie it up. I can see Cleveland coming out in the next game and perhaps winning the game. But I'm talking about coming out of the series.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah. When you lose by 20 points in Game 3, it's just like, how do they recover from this? I don't even know what type of adjustments the Cavs can make at this point because they already showed their hand when they put Karis LeVert in the starting lineup.
yep, that's
Hmm.
it. Unless they want to. Well, no, they can't add Ricky Rubio because then that'll be
Oh
taking out
gosh, no.
Darius. I know, I know. I'm just going down the list.
Hmm.
Isaac Okoro,
No,
you know
no.
what? He may be on the trade block. He got to be. I know he's one of their rookies, but one of their younger players in the league. But I just, I,
Yeah,
mm,
well, Danny Green came in and he contributed nothing. I'm just like, oh my God, Danny, you had nerve to be out there for 12 minutes. You missed all three of your shots, all of your 3-pointers. You just didn't provide anything. At one point, I saw him trying to guard Mitchell Robinson. I said, please, Danny, please, please stop.
first of all, what did they think they were gonna get out of Danny Green? Danny Green now you can go back. You have to go way back on our channel for this comment. Danny Green left his game in Toronto. I'm not playing with you guys. I know he put up a little something when he was with the Lakers. I get it. I get it. But the 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 core of Danny Green was left with Toronto.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
sorry, but I don't know what they thought they was gonna get from Danny Green. They would have been better off keeping Kevin Love, as far as I'm concerned. At this point,
Mm. Oh my
at
goodness.
this point, not when you're up against a force with the New York Knicks. They
Yeah.
looking good. They're looking good. They look like they came to compete long term. That's just what they're looking like to me. So
Yes, yes. And they look deep, just with those two key
yep,
players coming off the bench and quickly and hard. I mean, that's enough when you add in their top five
yep,
starters. You can go 7 deep comfortably,
mm-hmm,
you know.
yep.
So there was another game last night with the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And can we just say that series is over?
It's a wrap. Oh my God. What more can Anthony Edwards do?
Hmm.
What more can he do? Uh, and Carl Anthony Towns, okay. Ash, Are we wasting are we wasting money? Is the NBA wasting money on this series? Can we just talk about that?
Yeah, well, the
Oh my.
Timberwolves earned it, right? They earned it. They played through the
Yeah.
play-in tournament. They earned
Mm,
the eighth seed. But as you have said on multiple occasions, that 1-8 matchup with the eighth seed coming through the play-in all beat up and tired and then have to play the top dog in their conference. It's just really unfair. So either we're gonna go back to the traditional 1 through 8
yeah.
and just allow whoever is 8 to play the 8 seed. At least they can get some rest
Yeah.
before they're beat down. I mean, what? What are we gonna do? Because otherwise, just
Yeah.
like last season, we're gonna see the 8th seed get eliminated every single time.
Every single time. I agree with you. It's almost like it's an unfair matchup. I feel like now the playing tournament, although the hype is there because I was excited about it this season, at the end of the day, it loses its value when the eighth seed is gassed. It just
Yes.
loses its value. So that means the round one matchup between 1 and 8 does not show anything. Now, I will say this in the East, at least the Heat won one game against the Bucks,
Hmm.
gave everybody some hope. But y'all, NBA, look at that again. Maybe that's why they're trying to maybe transition over to the midseason tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that'll give you a little bit more, and perhaps they'll initially forego the playing tournament. But I think they still like the hype. It's just saying it's not producing the results. No,
No.
not when the eighth seed is the Timberwolves this season. They looking like it's a series over. That's how they look.
Right.
Is
I
this
know.
series over? You mean I got to suit up one more time?
Oh,
I'm done. Matter of fact, I'm
yes.
gonna be leaving the day after Game 4. I'm on my way to Dubai after Game 4. Like what?
Yes, yes, and you mentioned Anthony Edwards. Oh my gosh. But he's young, so he can afford to have very little rest. But when you look at Mike Conley, shoot, even Rudy Gobert, I mean, what's up with Rudy Gobert this season? I just feel like he has a sense of rage and he's playing upset. Does he think that's going to make us think that he's a tough guy?
I don't think he feels like he gets the respect that he deserves,
Mm,
and he's playing with that. So what I
Well,
want him to do is get off of social media. That's what I'm gonna need for him to do. Just zero dark 30. Because I don't think he can play at his maximum capacity, whatever that is for him. Because like you mentioned, he's playing with rage. He's playing with this unfounded chip, which is not the best for him when he didn't have that chip when he was defensive player of the year 2 times. That is
right.
something that is a change in his game. And so I don't think he believes, this is just my take on it. I don't know Rudy Gobert from a stop sign. But at the end of the day, I believe in watching him play. He appears to be like he's not getting the respect in the league. It's a wrap for the Timberwolves.
It is. When you look at the Denver Nuggets, first of all, they're so deep. And like MPJ said, we have a lot of dudes who can do a lot of different things. Like I said, yes, that sums it up. I mean, come on. You can switch 1 through 5. You got Jokic. He could play the point guard if he wanted to.
He does most game anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he is so. The Denver Nuggets is going. I don't know. I think they may shock. There is a article on the NBA app or NBA.com, whichever you're looking at it. And the question is, have Nuggets reemerged as West favorites? Oh, it's actually a video. I haven't listened to it yet, but as I'm scrolling through the app, as I do every morning, I'm just looking to see, what some of the headlines are. And when I saw that one, I took a pause because we don't talk about the Nuggets enough. And unfortunately, we're not talking about them right now because they're playing against the Timberwolves. So nobody's really invested in that series. Let's just be
Right.
honest. Unless
Right.
you are a fan of one of those teams and you guys should have tickets to the game. And but for the most part, people that are outside of of those two markets, they're not going out of their way to watch their games. I know I'm not. So I do get the game, but I just hit and miss. It's on and I'm looking if I happen to glance over or whatever. But really at the end of the day, when they go to round 2 is when we're going to really be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's when eyes will be opened against the Nuggets. Because if you've watched the Denver Nuggets this season, which I have, you know that they are deep. You know that they can play. And as a matter of fact, I think everybody's healthy.
Yeah.
I like at this point, if everybody remains healthy and as deep as they are, round 2 matchup, be it the Suns or the Clippers, they're going to give them a run for their money.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's gonna be good because come on, the Denver Nuggets. I think last season they laid an egg,
Yes.
right? The season before that, no. So it's good to see. Jamal Murray feeling good. Jokic,
Yeah.
MPJ. You don't know who's going to be their high scorer. It just so happened MPJ was the guy last night, but hey, KCP can go all. Bruce Brown might even get you. So yeah, it's nice to see Coach Malone has done a really good job with the Denver Nuggets this season. But can we talk about Reggie Jackson and Thomas Bryant being DNPs? Now, Thomas Bryant came over from the Lakers, and his whole mission was, I want a bigger role. I want to play more. Well, you DNPing. And Reggie Jackson, we know what he can bring to the court. But I think maybe he's just great to have in the back pocket just in case there is an injury. Jamal Murray, maybe he need a low management game. I think Reggie Jackson is very capable.
Absolutely. For periods of time, yes, yes. And I'm quite sure the Clippers wish they had Reggie Jackson on their roster right now.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
Big time. You put some respect on Reggie Jackson's name.
I'm trying to tell you.
So yeah, I believe that. But again, teams need that. Teams need that. I hope I just know that the Cavaliers thought Ricky Rubio was gonna be that for them.
Oh my
So
goodness.
at the end of the day, you got to be able to show up in times like this. And so even if you're not, you just got to be ready. And I think Reggie Jackson will be ready to step in and do what he's supposed to do, even in the event that he just only gets a couple of minutes. I think he can at least impact the game still positively. But
Yeah, he can.
yeah, the Nuggets. I'm ready for Nuggets round 2. Just what it is.
So there was a third game also on last night, and it was the Celtics and the Hawks. Now I really thought the Boston Celtics would go into Atlanta Hawks arena and go on and make it 3-0, but the Hawks had something else up their sleeve. I can't believe they pulled out that win.
Yeah, the Hawks said you will not sweep us. He said we're not gonna get swept. I mean, we may still go home, but you're not gonna sweep us.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good win. I know that they needed that for their, team self esteem, and that's fine. But
At the end of the
at
day.
the end of the day,
Let me see. Trey Young showed up and DeJounte Murray. DeJounte's actually had a really good series, but it hasn't equated to wins. That's the problem.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. I do believe that DeJounte Murray and Trey Young, what they put on in Game 3 is exactly what that pairing is supposed to do full season.
Yes.
That's what they're looking for that for that tandem when we're talking about regular season games. That's why they brought them together. So they were able to showcase that. Now, whether or not Trey Young will be in a Hawks jersey next season, I guess we'll find out. But I believe if whatever they put up in Game 3, if they can carry that on to next season, then they may be in a better position in the East um, when the playoffs come around for 2024. So
You think they'll keep Quinn Cook? I know they just brought him on, and this is still, there's still a level of trying to get to know each other, and the chemistry and all that. But you think Quinn Cook will still be the Hawks coach?
I think
'Cause
so.
yeah, yeah,
I think so. I don't think the problem was the coach. I think it was a
right.
relation. I think it was a relationship between Trey Young and the coach. I don't think the problem was the coach. I think it is Trey Young.
Because Nate McMillan could have gotten the Hawks to the playoffs.
Actually, he did. Oh, he could
Yeah.
have. Oh, yeah, he could have. Yeah, actually, yeah, yeah. No, it was a separate relationship between Trey Young and Nate McMillan that caused them to slide all the way down in the standings.